What's going on, guys? This is Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ here with a very special show today, man. Fellas, I know you're excited. I can't wait to get into this because we're stepping back from fantasy a little bit, doing something a little different where we're going to be talking about Marvel, anime, DC. We're going to be talking about some superheroes today, some villains today, and a tier bracket where we're going to basically build an entire bracket to figure out their seeds and who beat who. Superpower beatdown, fellas. What's good?
It's good, man. This is gonna be like official, right? Like we're like the selection committee. Like nobody's gonna complain, right? Because this just like the tournament, right? When they pick the 64 teams, 64 plus, whatever. Nobody ever complains about that, right? Everybody's just like, yeah, that's good, it's perfect. So this is gonna be the same way, I'm sure.
Yes, 100%. Full say. Final say, us.
Hey, listen, look, people in the chat, y'all can give your opinions, right? We'll listen to y'all. But again, we are the final decision makers. But I'll listen to you. I'll let y'all voice your opinion. It might be wrong, it might be right. We'll see.
We'll see. Because I'm telling you now, man, like we got some heavy hitters in this group, this little pool we're going to be pulling from. So to explain things, we're going to be doing a tiers bracket today. We're just a pool of guys where you might see your favorite superhero, you might see your favorite villain, or you may not. He may be left out, or he may not even make the bracket because they're just not good enough. You know what I mean?
I think sometimes like that. It's like somebody ain't play nobody. Like, what are you gonna do about it, right? Like,
maybe you're participation trophies.
Fellas, let's get into it. This is what it's going to be looking like for us. We have the S tier, the A tier, B tier, C tier, and the D tier, which is all right. So now, who are we going to jump into it, man? Look at this list. We got some heavy hitters in here, man. Who do you want to jump into? Troy, pick somebody. Who we going to break down real quick?
I got to go with the GOAT, the OG, rest in peace. Let's start with Black Panther.
Black Panther. Great selection because I was thinking the same thing. You got to start it off right, man. Is he S tier, A tier, B tier? I'm not even going to go beyond that because he's not no C or D tier character, man. Come on, man. T'Challa, man.
Well, I'll let Marcus take it. I got my.
Are you gonna
let Marcus go? I'll let
you go. You know what? I mean, look. As much as I love T'Challa, I don't know that I can put him in the S tier. I think he's in the A tier. I think he's sort of an A level hero. I mean, obviously he's the king of a nation, right? So like that 2 points on top of it. But I think when you're talking S tier guys, you were talking, almost God level, and I don't know that he quite has that. And I think especially when you see look, man, like you can have the powers of the Black Panther stripped away, right? Like you can,
is this your king?
Exactly. I mean, like he stepped down off the pedestal to like fight somebody, and I mean, let's be real, like he got whooped. He got
whooped pretty bad too.
Right. I mean, and it's the same. It happened in the movie. That was a storyline from the comic book, right? Where Killmonger literally beats the snot out of him and throws him off a cliff.
Yeah.
So right. And so like that to me means he can't quite make the S level tier, but I still think he is upper echelons. I put him in A.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with A because it's the impact, man. Look what the movie alone, look what it did for us. You know what I mean? Bring us all together, bring us to the movie theater 4 or 5 times. I've seen that movie in theaters probably 4 times. I saw it with my wife and kids. I saw it with my cousins. I saw it with my boys and my little brothers, man. Like it just was an amazing movie, and it was like great to see with everybody come together and promoting that movie. So I'm definitely giving him A tier for the impact. Let's go that route. The impact of T'Challa.
Mm-hmm. I would say, yeah, he's A tier. I mean, just like look, you could look at like his just abilities, right? So he has the enhanced vibranium suit already, and also he has the fighting skills, right? So he has superhuman strength. He got the speed. He's extremely intelligent. He got the vibranium suit. Like it, all that is going to be working in his favor. And I just believe, look, he's just the OG. Like y'all already talked about, how his comic book impact as well as his movie impact. Yeah. And also just the level of villains that he's gonna go against, you're right. He's not S tier. S tier is for godly type
Yes.
heroes. I think B just disrespectful, so I'm cool putting him in there.
Hey man, let's do it. Let's move on to the next. Hey Marcus, you mind if I take this one?
No, go for it.
I'm going Deadpool, man. I feel like Deadpool is S tier because we can't kill him. Can't kill him, and he's funny to watch. Very entertaining. The comic books, man. I know there's some things in the comic books when I was reading as a kid, probably shouldn't have been looking at, but you're like, oh, whatever. You don't get it until later you're an adult.
Deadpool's not for the kids, man. Like it's just not.
No way. That dude is off the wall, man. And look, if we're gonna talk movies, Ryan Reynolds, there's nobody else that could play Deadpool. Nobody else. Nobody else.
Yeah, I went back and forth on Deadpool whether or not he's an S or an A. I mean, because there is the unkillable part of him, but like also I'm like he still uses kind of conventional weapons, right? Like he's got
wow. We didn't look at that, Troy. We missed on that one.
Look, I'm not done with my analysis. You can go, Marcus. You can go.
He still uses like just regular conventional weapons. Like he just got like look, he's great with a sword. Like don't get me wrong, right? He's great with a sword and a gun and what have you. But like he's basically like, I mean, that's right. He's a spy. He's like a ninja. He's like an unkillable ninja, basically, right? So, so that's why it's like on the one hand, I think he can be S tier because of the fact he's damn near immortal. But like I don't know, I wanted him to have something better in the arsenal than what.
Yeah. That is a great point, Marcus, because I'm thinking about him swinging his sword at Thanos, and it's like it's not gonna.
Yeah, like Thanos is like whatever, man. Like
stop. Like. Just stop. And him shooting him, with his arsenal of weapons too. Yeah, he can't kill Thanos. He can't really do much. He's limited. So it's like he can't die, but he also can't take out an S tier villain or a hero. That's a great point. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so but here's LQ and I we were talking off air, but I switched my answer. He didn't know it, right? So I actually put him in the A tier because of those reasonings, right? Because I'm like, all right, I really started thinking, all right, if I put him in the S tier, let's look at his matchups, right? Yes, we know that he can fight and he can't be killed. But at the same time, I'm putting him against, I don't want to put too many spoilers for S tier, but you already said Thanos, let's do Thanos. He would get mollywopped, right? He would get regenerated and dying over and over again. It wouldn't be able to fight. Maybe he's like the super lowest level of S tier, but I'm gonna put him in a high A tier.
He's a low end S tier, a little fantasy.
So I'm A. So where do we sit? I'm A. Marcus, I think are you S or A?
I'm gonna go A. He's like he's got S tendencies, but he's more of like a high A.
There we go. We could settle on that. I like that. I like it.
All right, and that was Marcus' turn to pick somebody.
Yes.
All right. I feel like we got to get like a legitimate bona fide S tier character in here. So I'm gonna go Charles Xavier, Professor X.
Ooh.
And like you're talking about somebody who literally has the power to control others. Like he built a whole machine so he could just find people anywhere in the world, right? Or anywhere in the galaxy. Charles Xavier was there kind of from the beginning of mutants, right? And built a school, and obviously he and Magneto just had legendary battles with one another, to the point that they sort of built. I mean, I know they called it the school, but he and Magneto basically built their own armies, right? To kind of fight against one another.
If we look at it, Martin Luther King,
Malcolm X,
yeah.
In a way, it's there. It's there. I do agree. It's there. Wow.
I gotta make Professor X. He's S level to me.
All right, okay, you can go.
I'm gonna make my case to where I find him as an A tier. But hear me out. He'll be high in A tier. We've seen him get mind crushed by Jean Grey. We've seen him in a movie get basically disintegrated in front of everybody. So like
in front of everybody. Like
I mean, in the crib, we all watched that, right? He got disintegrated.
Yeah, I saw it.
It was that last look, like, boom. So we've seen him die. We've seen him basically got overpowered. We've seen him at his weakness. We seen him very vulnerable in most, shows, animated series, comic books, etc. So I feel like he's beatable if you have the right mechanics to do it. You know what I mean? If you have that power that the Phoenix has. I know I'm gonna be talking about her a lot tonight because she's definitely a different breed. She's something else. But I feel like I'm gonna go high in A tier, but just break it down to A tier class hero because he could be beaten.
All right, Troy, you're the tie-breaking vote.
I know
right now,
this is stressful, right? Because I had him between S and A, right? So we know that he's telepathic. I believe he's also telekinesis. So we know how strong he is, right? We mentally. Yeah. So I'm trying to see how I feel like against a lot of the A's, like he's going to beat a lot of the A characters just because of again, once he gets inside their mind, it's over. Like he's done. Right, exactly. So for me, based off of that alone, I'm gonna put him in S. I just feel like it's the A's, it's most of them, as long as he gets in your brain, it's over with, right? So that's why based off of that alone, I'm gonna put him in S. I think that's more of where his competition is.
Okay, so then I guess by default, right, that makes Jean Grey an S level.
Oh
right,
yeah,
man. We were.
Let's get into her.
I mean, spoiler alerts, but we were gonna put her in S.
I feel like it's not really a spoiler at this point, right? Because if Charles is going there, right, and we already said that Jean basically, put him in the corner, like then that kind of puts her there too, right?
She sat down. She said, "Doggy, sit."
Jean Grey is gonna be S.
Yeah, so she's an S for sure, like without a doubt of just how dominant she is, man. And there's only one person that I think can honestly hold her weight a little bit. If we can get into the next person, Wanda Maximoff, House of M. The show, the TV show. Let's talk about the TV show. What we saw, that was just a little bit of her power.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny too because I felt like over the course of the Avengers, she sort of gets she kind of takes a back seat. But you're right. Yeah. I mean, we saw in WandaVision. I mean, she dominated a whole town, right?
Like 10% of her power. Like, oh my gosh, she was torturing them. Please let me go.
She was torturing them. So and this is maybe a little bit off track, right? But like, I looked at it, and I know that there was sort of a debate about whether or not Wanda in the show was like hero or villain, and I just sort of looked at her as like kind of a tortured soul because throughout her history, she knew nothing but pain and sadness, right? From the time that missile, landed in her family's apartment to the fact, her parents were killed. She was basically taken and essentially tortured, as like, used as a science experiment. Her brother died in the Battle of Sokovia, was, killed by Ultron. She falls in love with Vision. He ends up dying. Like literally her whole life was pain, and all she ever wanted was just a normal life. So she basically just like forced it into existence. I mean, at the expense of a small town in New Jersey or whatever, but, whatever.
My man who said it, she tortured the town and we rooted for her.
I mean, we basically did. We were like, go one, like, oh, like I feel bad for you. I understand, like,
But here's the thing, right? So to jump on that, right? Like, listen, like, she has a very sad backstory, but yeah, she tortured the goddamn town, right? Those people in that town don't give a damn about what happened to her, all her like loved ones and family. It's like, I'm sorry for you, but can you please get out of my brain and my children's brain?
Yeah, please. Like, I want to go home. Like I've been here for like 30 days.
Dressed and playing this TV character you want me to play, like, but yeah, no, she definitely gotta be S, man. She's
busy in the comics too, man. Like, and I got to give her cool points of being the daughter of Magneto too, man. Like, that's sick, man. Like,
and she almost, and also in like an Endgame, she almost took out
Thanos.
And then he asked for all the ships to freaking shoot like a little,
My man was like, rain fire, but sir, our troops do it. Exactly.
Yeah, she gotta be S, man.
He was like, I don't care about them. She is about to destroy me. Like, she's about to kill me. I don't know, man. Where we putting Wanda?
I said S, bro. S, man.
What do you
Are we
think
putting her
about
in
this?
S?
I'm putting her in S.
I guess so.
Full
I mean,
power.
just because of what she can be, but I feel like she never. I mean, she rarely ever reached that, right? Like we never really saw
we
her
haven't seen
fully
her reach
reach
Phoenix level.
But I mean, I guess she has the ability to.
Yeah, if she concentrates and not worry about her brother dying or.
So are we? I mean, so I guess that begs another question, right? Are we basing it based on potential? Are we doing this based on potential, or like what they became, right?
But here's the thing, right? Because it's a combination of comics, it's a combination of the movies, a combination of all of those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think she gotta be S, man. It's just she gotta be S based on all that. And again, like she's very similar to like Jean Grey. I'm not saying she is Jean Grey, but she's extremely similar.
She can control, Professor X on an off day. Catch him lacking.
Do we need that battle somewhere? Do we need that in our lives? A Scarlet Witch versus Dark versus Phoenix?
Yes.
We'll see. We might have to organize it like that. So we might make it happen. We're in control, so we can do what we want.
Yeah, right. We're the guys. We want to make it happen. We make it happen. Let's go, Wanda.
Okay.
So who would be the next character?
There's one that I want to talk about, right? I'm gonna go Iron Man. Iron Man is gonna be the next dude, right? So here's what I see him. I think he's definitely an A character, right? He's definitely not S. B's also disrespectful. He's A. So we already seen everything that he can do, right? We know his weapons. We've seen his unibeam. We've seen his, arc reactor technology. Iron Man he could just do so much, right? Like he struggles against S characters, but he does really well against A level characters. So I think just based off that, we know his powers. We know that Tony Stark himself, he's a genius. Yeah. He has all these different types of Iron Man,
created
suits.
Ultron in the movie. Yeah.
Right. He was part of Ultron, I think, like in the actual like comics and stuff. I think he helped Ant-Man with some of the designs for Ultron. Mm-hmm. So I think that he's a solid A.
I mean, he's got to be, right? Because for all the things that he did, like all the greatness, all his intelligence, all his money, all his stuff, Thanos still hit him with I hope they remember you. Like that was cold-blooded, right? Yeah. Like, that was cold-blooded. He was like, I hope they remember you. Like, damn.
Yeah. That's
damn. And he's symbol to Avengers. So based off of that, like, he gotta be A.
Yeah, he gotta be A. Just with the tech, he was able to take out Thanos in the end. I'm Iron Man. Like that hit deep in the chest when I saw that.
I mean, it's a good point too. Austin makes a good point, right? You could put somebody else in the suit and they can do a lot of that stuff. Like, I don't know if they can do all of it, but because he put Pepper in the suit at some point, right? And like got Pepper out. Like,
yeah, it's not like I don't know, man. If you put anybody in that suit, they will have to know when to use said tech.
Okay, here's the thing. It's like somebody driving your car, right? Like they might not know all the little ins and outs of it, but like they can get from point A to point B, right? Like I feel like it's something like that.
But it's also just battle strategy, right? Like obviously he's not like a fighter, but at the same time, you have to be smart enough to know what to do, what not to do. He's also a tactician, right? So he knows exactly what to do. Like and again, like if I'm in this suit, right? Yeah, I have it. Just because you have access to the powers, doesn't mean you know how to use it in certain situations or how to use it. So for me, based off that, Iron Man is the go. And give me no War Machine, right? That's the reason why War Machine ain't at the same level as Iron Man.
War Machine. No, Rhodey is what? C maybe?
Well, we gonna talk about it if he's on here.
That's what I said. Let me go ahead and throw Iron Man in that A, and we'll get to Rhodey right now.
Yeah, we'll throw Iron Man in the A.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think Rhodey is a C.
Okay, well, go ahead. Tell us about, since we're talking about War Machine, go ahead. Why is he a C?
I mean, look, he is the suit, or the suit is him, right? I mean, at least with Tony, like Tony had that brilliance, and he had the money. Like, we're crossing genres here, but I mean, like in Justice League, when they ask Bruce Wayne, like, what's your superpower? He's like, I'm rich. Like Tony had that. He had the intelligence. He had all of that. Like Rhodes, Rhodey he's a good soldier, and he could use the suit, but like without the suit, he's a jag, man. He's just a guy.
He's just a guy. Still going to that studio apartment. Like he's not anything too special outside of the suit. Because Tony was still like we seen Tony in the movies where he didn't have his suit and still was able to play a part and play a role to get into battle and be helpful. Like, man, what was it? Civil War when the super soldier came to that facility. Man, when he pulled out that joint, it was just like, yo, he turned up without the suit. That was like something great to see. He still has tech, the glasses, the pens, he just pulls out of his ass basically anything to help his situation to win said battle. You know what I mean?
So Rhodey's a C.
Look, Troy Gainer wants that. He
look, I like War Machine, man. Look, he's definitely I'm not going.
You can like him. You can like him as a C. Like
I like all these people.
No, it was I was struggling between the B C category, right? But I think C's fair. C's fair.
Yeah.
All right, so LQ, you can pick the next one.
All right, I'm gonna go villain here, man. I feel like we can go ahead and throw in a guy that I don't even think is going to make the list. We can touch on him briefly, and that's Vulture right here. Vulture. I don't think he makes the list. I don't think he makes the top 32. I don't think he's able to hold his weight against, even Black Widow.
I mean,
nothing against her.
Your name is Whack. Like, let's just start there. Like,
you're not Falcon, bro.
you were a carry-on bird. Like, you're like not even a bird of prey. Like, no. Sorry, Dad.
No, he doesn't make the cut. So all the Vulture fans out there that are watching, sorry, he does not make it.
He has fans.
Sorry to that person.
Said no one ever.
Sorry to that person.
I want to meet. Oh boy, I want to meet that Vulture fan. But right. LQ wasted his pick on like the worst character.
I did.
So Marcus is your turn.
All right, so I'm gonna throw this out here because I feel like I'm obligated to it, but now I'm scared of where he might end up. I want to put Spider-Man in the A.
I was waiting for it. Okay.
Seriously, I want to put him in the A, but like seeing who we have in the A's makes it hard for me to make that case, right? Like if we got T'Challa and we got Tony Stark and we got Deadpool in the A's, like I feel like I can't in good faith make a case for Spider-Man. Take your pick, Peter Parker or Miles Morales. I don't think I can make a case for them as anything more than a B. Like, I love who's saying that he's an S. Like, God love you, man. I don't have the stones to put him in S. I don't have the stones to put him in there as an S.
He ain't no damn S. Man.
But like no, seriously, seeing who we have in the A's so far, like I feel like I gotta just kind of like I just gotta suck it up and say that he's a B, and it hurts my heart because like that's my dude, but that's kind of what it is.
I feel like we saw him in the comics die too many times. We saw him die to Punisher. We seen him be a victim to Lord Doom. You know what I mean? When he went off in the Secret Wars. So I've seen him perish too many times. I've seen him at the weakness.
I mean, like, Spider-Man is big in the multiverse, right? I mean, there's a reason they call it the Spider-Verse. Like, you got so many different versions because so many different things have happened to Spider-Man over the years. I mean, like I said, I love him and I'll always ride for him, but I just gotta face reality.
I mean, so he's already gonna be a B based on y'all guys, but literally, if it was just like the most commercial superhero of all time, besides like Superman, it's Spider-Man, right? Like just based off of if you think of a superhero, he's everywhere. How many goddamn movies are there? How many comics are there?
But you know what? Because here's the thing, and like this has always been my argument for Spider-Man, and I think it bears out here, right? Like, look at all the other big time superheroes that we're talking about, right? Like you look at the people we have in S tier. I mean, these are like pretty much literally gods, right? Among people. Tony Stark is a trust fund kid. Deadpool, even before he died, I mean, he was like special forces, T'Challa is literally the king of a nation. Like Peter Parker was working his way through school. His boss was a jerk. He was trying to make the girl next door like it. Like Peter Parker had real people problems. Like he had us level problems and was still out saving New York on the side. Like that to me makes him sort of goatish, you know?
Very local. He's a local hero, a neighborhood.
He's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, you know?
Exactly. So that's why he gets that B tier, man.
All right, so I'm gonna go. Since we've actually referenced him already, but I'm gonna talk about him. Magneto. Magneto.
My boy.
I think he has. I think he's an S2, man. Magneto is. I don't know if he's slept on in terms of like he's just too good, right? So obviously he got the helmet, so he's already gonna be blocking all the mind things. If it works for Professor X, it's gonna be working against some other people who also be doing the mind thing. So if he has the helmet, he already has an advantage there. And look, he controls metal. We know how powerful he is.
I mean, legit. If we're putting Professor X in the S tier, then Magneto kind of by default has to be there, right?
Exactly. That too.
they're on par with one another. I mean, they are. They were friends. It was like a Biggie Tupac thing, right? Like they were cool until they weren't. But they're sort of on par with one another.
Different agendas.
Right.
If
one is there, both of them are in there, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, for sure. Magneto's like one of my top villains. I don't even like calling him a villain, man, because sometimes I agree with some of his standpoints, and I don't know if that's something wrong with me or
you're trying to kill all humanity.
No, I think that's sort of the beauty of some of these characters, right? I mean, that was the conversation we had after Black Panther, right? Like, in theory, Killmonger was the villain, but you listen to him, you're like, he kind of makes some good points. Like, he might be going about it a way that I don't agree with, but
you're just putting it out there the wrong way, bro. Chill out.
Right. But like I understand where you're coming from, and I understand where you're trying to get to. Like, you and I might have a different path to get there, but I understand. Like, I get it, and I think that's the same with Magneto. Like, I get where you're coming from. Now, I don't need you blowing up buildings with kids inside one another, but I get your point.
Like, we feel you, bro. You just doing a little too much right now. Like, relax. He was all about that action. That's why I respect him too for that.
Just about that action, boss.
Yeah, I want to protect. He wanted to protect the mutants as a general idea, though. Like, he wanted to protect his that were willing to fight for. And like I said, I bring it back to the Malcolm X and Martin Luther King thing with him and Dr. X. Professor X. So yeah, S tier.
All right, LQ. Now this is your time to redeem yourself. Last time you chose Vulture.
We gotta clear out the mid-major.
The lower cards.
We gotta clear out some of the mid-majors.
Exactly. You got another opportunity, man.
Oh man, who should I go? I mean, there's some good guys here.
I think I know your boy's on the board, right? Your boy that you were telling me how dope he is as a villain. I'm not gonna say. Come on.
All right, Dr. Doom.
There we go. I was waiting for him, bro.
Victor Von Doom.
Lord Doom. He is, to me, he is definitely S tier for what we saw in the Secret Wars of the comics. Troy wasn't aware of how good Dr. Doom was.
He was good. I know he was like good.
Yeah, he's good. He got that good.
Pause.
Pause, bro. Pause.
Okay. LQ getting too excited about Dr. Doom. Okay, go ahead.
Listen, Doom killed Thanos in the most foulest way ever.
Yeah, you sent me the clip.
He ripped his head off and the spinal cord came with it. Bro, how can he not be S tier?
I mean, I was like all ready to be like, nah, and then you dropped that. And I'm like, I don't even have a comeback because in my head, like, Thanos really is that dude and he's on that level, and like you rip somebody's spine out like
with their head still attached.
I mean, like, that's just
well. I mean, that's he
basically was like, "Oh, so you don't have the Infinity Gauntlet, huh? All right."
Okay. So all right. So let me concede, right, that Dr. Doom is S, right? Like, I'm willing to concede that. So then, I feel like the next conversation we have to have then is, does that mean Thanos isn't an S? Because
spicy.
So Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, obviously, yes.
Yeah. Anybody.
he liquidated half of the universe, like with the Infinity Gauntlet. But without it, like
just a very strong purple dude.
Nah, no.
Yeah,
The purple, no.
You made it sound
for real.
Nah,
he said very strong. He said very strong purple dude like Grimace from McDonald's leveled up or something. Like
worked out that entire summer. That's basically what it is, man.
Like he joined the FF Fit Club and just like leveled up or something.
Yeah.
Hey man, listen, Thanos is S, y'all. Look, even without the Infinity Gauntlet, we saw how he did everybody, even without it. The reason he was able to get the stones in the first place because he was that dude, right?
But he had the one already, though.
He also had help. Like he had a lot of people doing his dirty work for him to get some of those stones. It wasn't like he just rolled up and like took stones. Like he sent Ronan out to like get a stone from the Guardian. I mean, it didn't work out, but he had a lot of subcontractors, man. Like he wasn't.
Exactly. That's why he ain't no S. Thank you, Mark. Thank you,
man. Look, Thanos he's an S, bro. Y'all disrespecting Thanos.
I'm sorry.
But Doctor Doom, we talk about Doctor Doom. Doctor Doom's an S too. But man, y'all disrespecting Thanos, man.
I feel like
we ain't disrespecting.
We're getting heavy. We're getting heavy in the S tier, man. Like we
are. You see, the D and B are looking sad. So look, we could talk about some. So Mark, it's your turn anyway. So there.
All right. So let's go with somebody. All right. Well, let's put Doctor Strange. Let's put him in the. I would put him in the B tier, probably.
Damn, y'all disrespectful. Okay, go ahead.
I want to hear.
I mean, look, because like I still don't think he. That's a tough call, right? Because part of me wants to say A, right? Like I think he is powerful enough to be in the A tier. Yeah. But I feel like we never really saw Doctor Strange necessarily flex like that. Like he was like he was kind of that dude that like he lays down like cover fire for people, or he was like the kind of the protector guy, right? Like he just never he never really flexed like that. He really was more of a shield than a spear, I guess is probably the best way to describe it. Yep. And I mean maybe he could be that guy.
We just haven't seen it.
We just haven't seen it. So like I feel like he kind of slots in as a B.
I feel it. I feel it for the simple fact, even if we want to take it to the comics, from what I've known, what I've saw, probably people out there watching, they're going to know more than obviously what I know. I don't know everything, but he always played that role to where he was a helping hand. Like he was helping the situation. He wasn't being dominant in the situation. He wasn't being, the powerhouse in the situation. He wasn't taking out the big dogs. I mean, he just kind of was taking out the minions of what we saw in the Endgame. He was holding the dam, from the water, taking out the troops. So
right. I mean, in the end, he was just kind of like, he's like, I looked at all the possibilities and basically,
I know what's going to happen. You're going to die,
Joe. Basically, right. He was like, so I looked at it all, and it's kind of a wrap.
I mean, it is what it is. So I really feel that B tier, and I agree with it. But Troy, please try to sway me.
Look, man, I ain't gonna look. He an A, bro. To me, Doctor Strange is an A. Because you know what it is? Because he has the ability to send any person anywhere in the world, right? So let's say Iron Man. Iron Man's an A tier, right? He tries to shoot him. Oh, guess what? Bye. You and then Antarctica now. See ya. Or I don't know if he could put people in another universe or whatever, but he just has the bit and
put him in
just
a whole different dimension.
Anyone who could control time, to me, I think deserves to at least be an A. That's my thing.
But Troy, let's go with what we know. He can control time. He could do all this. Why didn't he just make a portal around the glove when they're on that planet to take it away from Thanos? Why didn't he do that? So I feel like
a good ass question. I don't know.
Exactly. He can literally put a portal just around his head and just remove it.
I didn't say he was smart. I said he was.
So
that's lacking.
I do kind of have a weird question about at least the movie, right? Like, how did he get in that terrible ass accident and only mess up his hands?
I was wondering that too. No, he has some cuts. He
was literally driving his sports car like 150 miles an hour, like flipped off a cliff, rolled down 37 times, landed in the ocean, and like it was pretty much just his hands and wrists that got messed up. Like, really?
That's a good question, man.
Yeah,
he has some cuts on his face.
That's all he's lacking. I don't like his character build.
All right, fine. Y'all put him in the B, so you can put him in the B. It'll make B interesting, that's for sure. So now is my turn. All right. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with somebody that I think. Okay, let's talk about Luke Cage, Power Man. I think that we switching it up a bit, right? We haven't talked,
Defender.
The Defender. Yeah, man, we don't talk about the Defenders a lot. So we know he has unbreakable skin, right? He's super strong, unbreakable skin. That's really all I gotta know about him, right? He don't do anything else, but those are the basics about Power Man. So to me, I'm struggling between B and he gotta go C, man. He gotta go C because
I mean, I feel like he's a C level. You know, like
he's bulletproof. He's not.
I love him though, but he's a C.
Yeah, I mean, like he's cool, but yeah, I think he's a solid C.
Yeah. Plus, season 2 wasn't that good.
Oh, season 2 was trash. Oh my god, but season 1 was so good. But in the comics, again, like LQ was talking about, we were talking about this offline. Like Defenders, they don't fight anybody like super cool, right? They fight like petty thugs who might be a little bit enhanced, but nothing ever cool.
Yeah, I mean, like bosses.
Legitimately, like the Defenders were like they're like Neighborhood Watch on steroids. You know, like that's kind of what it was.
For real.
They were Neighborhood Watch. Like they were making sure Hell's Kitchen was safe, which obviously it wasn't, because like Daredevil was taking some hellish beatings over the course of his series. But whatever.
Since we mentioned Daredevil, let's talk about it. Where does Daredevil go?
I think he's a C. I mean, I think all the Defenders kind of.
I think let's just throw all in C. I
don't know if all the Defenders make it, because we have Jessica Jones here.
Oh, are you gonna say she's a D? I mean,
I would say D, and I was gonna say Daredevil D as well. He's at a disadvantage.
I mean,
he has an advantage.
He basically could just hear really well.
That's it. That's what I don't.
You can just kind of hear really well. All right, look, I can go with that. Like I'm down to move Matt Murdock to the D's.
Fine. Well, I feel like Jessica, because she's not bulletproof, but she's super strong. So
she's really strong.
Yeah.
But she also quit doing stuff just to be like a private investigator. Like, oh, okay.
Cool.
Okay, fine. They could be D characters.
You're basically checking up on like cheating husbands and stuff. Like, what are you doing? Like, what?
You're right. Look, man, superheroes got to get paid too.
Yeah, right. Oh my god.
All right, fine. So we gotta talk about Iron Fist, the last Defender.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He's an E, right?
Come on.
I was gonna say I don't think he makes it.
Like, I don't think he makes the cut, man.
Wait, I don't think he makes it. Hold on, time out. We got all the other Defenders, and we're not going to include him. I think he at least be. I think he is. He
wasn't that good.
He got super. He got the fist.
No impact. No culture impact.
Yeah, no.
Fine, we will get back to him. That's disrespectful.
No, that's just not doing anything for me. No. Sorry.
Okay, fine. We can talk about somebody else. All right, okay, I think it's your turn.
All right, so this next guy, I feel like he's powerful. It's worth being broken down of how powerful, though. And I'm going to go with Thor. He is a god, but we've seen Thor get his ass whooped plenty of times.
Ooh, this is tough. Marcus,
I mean, he is a god, but he's like a god with like human tendencies and stuff.
Yes.
Right? Like,
we know some dumb stuff.
I mean, dude literally let himself go and just got like fat and hairy and everything. Like,
yeah, man.
Yeah, he might be an A. Like, I mean, he's an A because of what he has S potential, but he just never really, he was kind of a slacker at times. Just kind of let himself. So I think he's an A.
A.
Yeah,
I agree. Troy.
I think that he's a really, really, really high end A.
Yeah.
Obviously he's between that low S tier because he's a god, but we'll put him in A. We'll put him in A for now. Yeah, that's right. All right, Marcus, is your go.
All right. Geez, where do we go from here? I feel like we got to fill out some of these bottom tiers a little bit more.
Yeah.
So in that respect, I think I'm gonna go with. Where do we go from here? Well, let's go with Falcon.
Oh yes,
That's a good one.
that's
Falcon,
a good one.
I think Falcon is probably a C. I mean,
Mhm.
if our argument for putting War Machine / Rhodey in the C was that like without the suit, he really wasn't much.
No.
I think the same can kind of be said of Falcon, is that without the wings, without the suit, I mean, Sam Wilson was a good dude, but like, you know, he
Regular old guy.
wasn't really stepping anybody else without the suit.
Exactly,
So
without the
I think
suit.
Falcon's kind of a C for me.
And now with the shield as well, him taking out the mantle, he can't even get a loan approved. So
I'm laughing. John Luke basically said Silver Surfer is a glorified party trick, and like I'm about to lose it.
That's actually really good now. So I never thought about it like that, but he's right. So we oh man, so that's bro.
Silver Surfer. Oh man.
Okay, I want to talk about him right now. I'm not wasting my pick on him. Okay, so I'm not gonna waste my pick on him. I want to talk about. Hold on, I just saw him. Where is he? I want to talk about Venom. Let's talk about Venom.
Symbiote.
Right? He is interesting, right? He's a symbiote. He's obviously similar to Spider-Man in some ways, but like not really. You know, he just could get all goopy. He could get all goopy and evil, and that's really about it. So I think he's a B. I'll put him in the B. I think he's better than C. I think he's a solid B category Venom.
What do you think, Marcus?
I can get down with that. I can get down with that. Like I don't have any real strong argument against it. Yeah, I can abide that. That's cool with me.
All right. I really don't, like you said, I don't really have much pushback on that. I mean, if he would have went A, then maybe.
No, I'm not. He's not that good.
No, I'm just saying, if that was said, I can agree with B.
All right, there's a lot of good ones still left on the board. So
yeah,
how can you go?
All right, man. I'm gonna go with Storm. This is a good one. I think she makes the cut. I was talking to my wife about it because this is my wife's like favorite character. I think Storm for me can be a B tier. I want her to be B tier because she controls the weather. She can, if it came down to a battle, she can control the environment. She can make it really cold, make it really hot, whatever, thunder, it is what it is. She is the weather. So B, guys? B tier?
Yeah, no, I think B is cool. Anything higher than that, I couldn't get down with, because like for all her powers, like she's claustrophobic. You can lock her in a closet, and then it's pretty much
yeah.
So
damn, Marcus.
I mean, look, it is what
you're right. You're right, though. You're right.
I'm not the one who came up with that. Don't get mad at me.
That is a lame and
she's the queen of Wakanda. She is Black Panther's wife. She is the queen.
Let's put her in B.
Some G points. She gets some G points off of that. So I'll give her a B. We can come to that.
All right. So Marcus, is your go.
All right. So this is one when I was. Well, you know what? Here, let's do this one, because again, I'm trying to help fill out the lower levels of this thing.
Yeah.
So let's go. You put Black Widow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, we know where she goes.
So I mean, I'm gonna say D.
Okay. She makes the.
I think she makes the cut because I think what she did in her role, especially within the Avengers, was really important. I mean, she did, it was like Tony's sort of brainchild, but she did a lot of legwork to kind of help put them together. She was also sort of the person who helped keep Bruce Banner / Hulk in check a lot. Like they needed that spy. They needed her, they needed her expertise, but at the same time, like she was just a human and like she could fight really well, but that was kind of it. So I think she deserves to be in, but I think she makes it.
I think her and Daredevil would be actually a really good matchup. So yeah, let's put her. I think that'd actually be a fair. I like that. We all agree that she D. We ain't gonna argue any higher than that. So all right, I want to talk about Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler, right? So he's an interesting case, right? So here's the thing about him. But the only problem is all he can do is teleport. He can fight a little bit, but he has to see where he's going, or he could get stuck in the wall. That's like his whole thing. So based off of that, I think this man gotta go with C. He gotta go in the C category.
I think that's fair. I think that's about right.
I'm almost saying he doesn't make it. I'm really
Yeah.
I'm thinking about his powers. They're really low key trash. He's another he's another supporting of the cause. Like,
that's Robbie's boy, man. You gonna get mad at you.
yeah, it is. I don't know, man. Like, I can't really be convinced. Like, I love Nightcrawler as a kid. You know, he looks cool. We saw him do some cool things in the movies, but what is he bringing to the battle other than grabbing somebody, teleport them over there? You know what I mean? You have to bring something more to the table. I don't see it.
You know what? You actually might convince me.
You make a compelling argument.
I can't lie. That's probably the one time where I'm like,
you make a compelling argument.
Let's leave him there. Let's skip over.
Yeah.
See, he at least was better than Vulture, but okay.
Yeah.
All right. LP is your go. Is your go. We'll leave him there.
So wait, are we going through all of these on the board here? Or are we?
No. I'm keeping count.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm keeping count. I'm gonna go with Punisher. What do we feel about Punisher?
I think he's a C.
Yeah,
I think he's a C. I mean, like, he's really strong, and obviously he's a badass. But like, he's also a jag. He's just a guy. He's just a guy with a lot of guns. Like, you know,
he shot a ton through the comics and TV show as well.
He's a dude who fully believes in his Second Amendment rights, but like, that's kind of it. Like,
yeah,
that's a superpower.
He actually
that's not a superpower. The Constitution is not a superpower.
Just like Bruce Banner, Rich, that's his superpower. You know?
Yeah.
Bruce Banner, Bruce Wayne, my bad.
But I feel like what we saw with Punisher, man, the show is amazing. You know, in the comics, he actually put down Peter Parker. You know, in the universe, he put down Cap, but he kind of put down Cap because he had to, because this is when, you know, the zombies were taking over, basically. So Cap told him, "You have to kill me. Don't let me turn." Basically, one of those Walking Dead moments. So he has the ability to overpower Daredevil, Black Widow. I can put him honestly up there with his arsenal, with his training, where he can possibly kill Falcon in the C tier, where he can possibly, you know, find a way to take Luke Cage out. Punisher actually killed Wolverine in one of the comics, where he electrified him so much he couldn't regenerate. So those are accolades where he actually put in the work to kill these top tier heroes. So Punisher, I'm good with a C.
I'm good with a
C. Make the list. That's just my argument of why he has to make the list.
No, I think he belongs. I totally think he belongs, but I think he's a C. Yeah.
I think, so what I want to do is, because I think we should just, because there's some obvious ones here that might be higher up, but I want to focus on like the B, C, D category just to fill them up right now. So
I say 20 right now. We're at 20. We're getting close to that 32 mark.
Yeah. So some of them are easy. I'll say, let's talk about, I'm looking here. Let's talk about Quicksilver.
Mm-hmm.
Quicksilver. But that's a huge advantage against most of these people, right?
Yes.
His speed is, because he's not Flash. So everybody who's listening, Quicksilver is not Flash. He can't do all the things that Flash does.
Yeah.
But obviously his speed gives him a huge advantage. Now, how much of advantage? He's not S. He's not a C. So, you know, somewhere we put him in A or B category based off speed. I think he's more of a B. I think he's more of a B category. But it's tough.
I don't know. Like, isn't he just sort of like, isn't he Nightcrawler, but just
yes, thank you. Yes.
I mean, isn't he just Nightcrawler sort of all over again?
But that's different though. That's
him not having Flash abilities. I know we're not talking about DC. That is lacking. That's lacking in battle. That's lacking overall as a character. He's just fast. That's it. Slow him down.
His power, being super fast, is way cooler than Nightcrawler's. Bye. Like, you know.
But we would both want their powers in real life, yes? Just saying.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I mean, most of them. Yeah, I have to walk like a regular person. Like, if I could go fast, that'd be great. But I'm also not expecting that I'm going to make a tournament either.
Yeah. Okay, fine. We'll leave him on the board. Dang, y'all ain't let my last out. Fine. I was trying to fill out the lower level, but okay, we'll skip over him. But look, this is what we did. We didn't talk about it now. It's your turn. You go
let's put Thanos in the A tier. We already got him situated.
Yeah, I feel like there's some we should just get them in there. Like,
Yeah.
okay, Thanos needs to be in the A. I think we just go on and put Cap. Where are we putting Cap? Like Captain America, is he an A or is he an S?
A.
I feel like he could be an S.
No, I am not putting him in there. No.
All right, okay, I will consider. Okay, so because he was kind of immortal, sort of. I mean, eventually he sort of gave it up. Like he gave up and was like, all right, I've had enough.
But he was very badly injured by a pistol.
All right. All right. So,
remember that.
All right. So then he goes A. So we'll
goes
put
A
him
for
in the
impact, the culture impact. We got to throw that in there as well. Give him all the
like he's not like look who's an S. All of them would mollywop him.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay. So he goes A. All right. So
all right.
A. But I feel like he's got to be in, right? We got to put Cap in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Cap is in.
Cap makes the list.
Cap makes it. So Captain Marvel, S.
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 Yes.
S.
Okay.
Hulk. I think Hulk's an S.
I think Hulk. Ooh.
I think he's an S.
No. Hold up.
I don't know, man.
No, like y'all can argue, but I think my dog is an S.
I think the issue with Hulk is that like he really can't fully control his powers.
But they're unlimited.
Even with Smart Hulk, I feel like Smart Hulk is better than, dumb, don't control my power Hulk. So we would really have to break it down. Which Hulk are we talking about? Same way we would
Angry Hulk. Right? We talking about Angry Hulk.
Angry Hulk.
Angry Hulk, the Smart Hulk kind of lame. But here's the thing: Angry Hulk, he doesn't have a limit on his power.
Hulk would have knew how to not get his ass whipped on that ship from Thanos. So that's why I don't think why he would be.
He's also a puss, though. He kind of a puss.
Hulk's scared.
I don't know, but I don't know. I look.
I can put him as A.
If you both say A, look, it's majority rules. Y'all want to put him in A, we can put him in A.
Yeah, I think
Thor's an A, so I'm fine with it. I think
A, right? Yeah, especially look if Thor's an A, I think Hulk is an A. So
there we go. We can agree.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm looking at other ones.
What about Loki? I think he's A.
I think Loki is an A just because we can't make him an S after Hulk literally mopped the floor with him.
Yes.
Like
and we can't put him above
Thor.
Can't put him above Thor either.
Can't put him above Thor either. So he's an A. Wolverine
S.
He might have to be an S. He really might.
Yeah.
He really might.
But I would say, but he's similar to Deadpool in a way, but his vibranium claws low.
Right. He had
toe to toe with Hulk.
Exactly. Yeah. He had the adamantium in him. He had the skeleton. Like
the adamantium. That's what
that gets him S tier. Like
Bucky.
Bucky. I was gonna say Cyclops or Bucky. Either way.
Bucky's way cooler than Cyclops. Cyclops trash. All he is eye thing.
Yeah. And what I mentioned the Troy offline before when we were doing the rankings, we never seen his beam actually pierce anybody. Like it wasn't like deadly. It always blasted him back. So it's not like it's a fatal blow if he hits you with that beam.
Unless there's a comic I didn't see. Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that like he was sort of like Velma from Scooby-Doo, where he would lose his glasses at least once an episode and then just be like shooting beams all over the place.
You
like
call him Velma.
Hurting
that makes him a B. So I guess he's a B, right?
He's a B. I think that's being nice. He should go in C. I think
he's a leader. He's the leader of the team, and he's useful.
Fine. But what about Bucky? Where are we putting Bucky though?
I think him being a super soldier, I think he has to be B tier.
I don't think
he's as good as Cap.
Yeah, I think he's a B. I don't think he's as good as Cap.
Yeah,
I think he's a B.
Makes sense.
How many do we have so far?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9.
Let's see. As you're doing that, I think that let's talk about
28.
So we got room for 4 more.
Yeah. Okay. This is where it gets clutch.
This is where it gets tough.
Okay. So Vision is still on the board.
I think Vision's got to be.
I think he has to be. We got Wanda on here. Wanda. I feel like our viewers would not like it if we did not include Vision on here. So I say,
I know a lot of folks don't like Vision. You know, I mean, I know he's not super popular, Vision.
I think you got to put him on there just how powerful he is to begin with. But I don't like it because I don't like him as a character. Like he's one of the characters that I just can't get into.
But where does he? He's not S. He's not. Is he B, A, or B? Where?
I mean, I'm willing to put him in B.
B. Like yeah. Because I'm looking at
it might just be a personality thing, just because we don't really love Vision.
No, that's like it's our show, our rules. Final say. B.
So, I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
At 29. We're at 29. It's getting
3 left.
It's getting thin. Okay. So who's okay? I think. Yeah. There's a couple of people I don't really want to see. There's Juggernaut. Ooh, Juggernaut. I kind of want to see Juggernaut in it, man. Juggernaut.
You could be a powerhouse in that C division, or
I mean,
I can't see him flirting with anything in B.
B.
No, he can't.
I mean, he's Derrick Henry. Like, I mean, that's cool. Like, which is great. But like, I'm not putting Derrick Henry in the B's. Like, he's a C at best.
That's what I said. Because you've seen him get his ass whooped by Spider-Man plenty of times alone in that B tier. So I can't put him up there with Venom. I can't. Excuse me. I can't put him up there with the rest.
I think he's good in the C. I think he'll good competition for C.
Look, he's lucky to even make the list because now it's getting crunched. We're getting to the point where like, oh my god, we still have Silver Surfer. Where are we gonna put him?
I don't want him. Too lame.
I don't want him. He's boring to me. From the movies, what we saw, we know he's powerful. He can create space and time of I don't know. I really can't get into his whole origin story because it's not attractive. Like it's nothing great.
He's lame. We still have Human Torch on there. That's his name, right? Yeah, Human Torch.
Yeah. We still have Beastman. Free things.
We have Ant-Man.
Kang is here as well. We have Manifesto. I mean, these guys are way powerful than what we're looking at on the list.
I mean, where do the Guardians of the Galaxy make it? Star Wars company.
They jump people. So I look at it as if you were to individually fight them.
I think we'd have to put them as a group if we're going to include them, like all 5 of them against whoever it is.
Daredevil in the D tier.
I mean, I think that's probably if they make it, that's probably fair.
Yeah.
Do you want to include them just for Marvel movies' sake?
I think we include them just because the movies were fun and they were popular. Right?
Let's do it.
Right. D tier.
The movies were fun. Whoever thought that Andy Dwyer from Parks and Rec would become an action movie star?
Really? Yeah.
So we have 2 more. Is that what we have left? 2 more.
2 more.
Right. Oof! I don't have any strong feelings about any of them. Y'all can choose whoever y'all want on here. I'm cool with whoever.
I think Kang because he has the knowledge of unlimited time travel. He found ways in the tech just from all his knowledge of just being there.
Yeah.
But where does that put him on the tier?
I mean, I feel like it's a C or D.
No, he's not a D or C.
I'll say
okay. Well, no. So if we're doing time travel, then do we put him in B? Like put him on par with Doctor Strange?
He was mollywopping. Like I was, in the comic books and stuff. Like he was going against Iron Man. He was beating a lot of these dudes. Just
he did take on the Avengers alone, so he was set up to be like the Thanos. He was a lone guy who had henchmen as well, but the time traveling, him getting the tech from different times, the future and the past, it does make him attractive B tier. But I wouldn't be mad if we just settle on C tier.
I think he deserves. I'll let y'all decide.
I'm cool.
What do you think, Mark?
I think C tier is fine. I mean, because if we are also figuring in cultural impact, like
he don't do no cultural impact.
Fairly low, right?
One more.
One more. Who's last one in?
I think my guess, if I had to make an argument for somebody, it would either be Ant-Man, Human Torch, or because
Manifesto.
The Manifesto. I mean, Manifesto I guess would be an S.
Here's my pick, maybe to round out the D block, is Mystique.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yes.
So she fills it. She fills out the D block. I mean, because like she didn't really have any. I mean, she could shapeshift. That's kind of it.
She's a fighter.
But it was important. Like it was put to good use. Like she was a spy. I mean, Black Widow was a spy.
Yep.
Mystique essentially was a spy. Yeah, I mean, she could fight where she needed to, but like you weren't necessarily like, oh snap, like I'm gonna have to strap it on now because I got whatever. So yeah.
I'm good with this list. I don't see anything where we do a mistake. Honestly,
I like the list, man. I think it's solid.
Yeah,
I think it's solid. Good analysis. I loved it, man. It was very smooth. I loved it. I think we really hit on each of the characters in terms of all the reasons. I'm proud of this list.
Yeah, I like it. I'm a fan.
This was fun too, and the comics were booming too. I love the comments and their input of things. I mean, some people were a little upset Silver Surfer didn't get mentioned, but he's boring.
They'll get over it. It's cool.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see.
So y'all can read his comic or something after this.
There you go. Read a bedtime story to yourself. But hey, this was great, guys. This was literally the pilot, the first show, the first episode of the tiers list of Marvel. We got a lot more coming, man. So hopefully you guys that were watching, stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys soon. I don't really have a date when we're coming back, but
we'll figure it out.
All right, y'all. You have a good one.
Keep watching Twitter.com.
There you go. Peace.